Mr. Horowitz's conclusions are in that report. That's a matter that he is, I assume, at the center of his investigation, and I am anxious to see what his thoughts on it are. As you've mentioned, there was an extensive and detailed explanation inserted by...
Hello, hi, my name is Samuel Exerzer for the SE channel. Thank you for tuning in, and this is a very important transmission. Like I said, I've been watching this video for a while. I've been examining some of the stuff that these deep state people I've been talking about. You know, there's Andrew McCabe and whatever, former CIA guys in there, former FBI. Trying to spin things, you know, like, yeah, it's the Russians who are infiltrating securities, you know, it's bad security. Well, this all happened during the Obama watch, okay, that this infiltration happened. It wasn't under Trump, and it won't happen under Trump. There'll be good security, that's 1,000%. Now, with all this impeachment talk and you know, the scapegoating. I call it the huge scapegoating because that's what it is. They don't want to talk about healthcare. They don't want to talk about the economy. They don't want to talk about anything, the Democrats. It's all about the impeachment, and I think Americans and even I are fed up with this crazy nonsense. But like I said, that's the world we're living in, and we're going to be listening because there was a guy who asked a question, and you know, I want to do the whole video there concerning the is impeaching, you know, the president of the United States a good thing for America, and is it good? Is it healthy? Is it helping the adversary? That's his exact question. Helping the adversary, and you had to hear this crickets by these the deep state here. They know the answers. It's helping. It will help Donald Trump 1,000%, and the reason why is because he hasn't done anything. You will see he hasn't done anything, and this whole whistleblower and all that. It's all a lie. It's just like I said. The whistleblower, I equate this to the Steele dossier. Just as the Steele dossier was a total fake, which it was, 1,000% was total fake. Okay, Steele, Christopher Steele, former MI6, got the information on the internet, literally on the internet, made it all up. Okay, this is what the report and Durham and Barr. But anyway, let's listen to what these guys have to say about the impeaching a president, and helping the GOP, helping the Republicans. Crickets.
By the Department of Justice into that FISA package that everyone involved believed accurately. Well, I should speak for everyone else. I'll speak for myself. I believed accurately reflected what we knew about Mr. Steele. So we're anxious to hear what the IG thinks about that, and we probably won't have to wait too much longer.
Thanks. My name is Hunter Price. I'm a grad student at Georgetown. Thank you guys all for being here. It's pretty amazing to see everyone up on one stage. My question is that an issue in the 2020 Democratic primary has been breaking up some of the large companies, including some taken advantage of in the 2016 election, like Google or Facebook. The companies claim that this would harm their ability to stop inauthentic behavior from bad actors like Iran or Russia, similar to what we saw in 2016. Based on what you guys know about the threat and your knowledge of these companies' response to inauthentic behavior, do you think that this is the case, that breaking it up would hurt?
I just want to say, breaking up, it has nothing to do with Russia or some of these backed actors personally. It has something to do with how big you are and the monopoly of the company. You know, like Facebook and Google, and you know, these are monopolies practically. You know, they're huge companies. So this has nothing to do with cybersecurity. Well, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I don't know what kind of question this is. But let's hear the you know, whatever the deep state answer.
Their ability to stop it or no? Thank you.
Does anyone want to take that? We'll take one and then go over here because I want to make sure we get more questions in before we hit our time.
I'm not really qualified to answer that as on a technical basis, but my instinct is it's a bad idea to break them up. These companies, I can be as critical of them as anyone, but they have also a tough job. And I haven't followed the whole Facebook controversy that carefully, except to notice that in the last couple of weeks, they have pointed out that they've removed quite a few
Again, white stuff.
false sites from Facebook that were both Russian and Iranian, not only here, but also in Africa, as Margaret mentioned earlier. So I think we keep the pressure on them to do that, but breaking them up, I suspect will end up having some secondary bad consequence.
This is the deep state talking, guys. This is the guy, John McCaughlin, who actually say thank God for the deep state. So obviously, just think. Obviously, the deep state does not want Facebook or Google to be broken up. We got to look into that a little bit more and answer why. I don't know. Personally, I feel that they should be broken up, and the reason is because they're a monopoly, and there's no competitors. Now, if you have competitors, now the CIA, the FBI, cannot control them because there's competitors out there. If you can control one company like Facebook, or you can control one company like Google, or you can, Twitter, it's much easier than controlling 10 companies. So, but I'm looking at it as an economic standpoint here, and people who want to compete in the same space. Competition is healthy, competition is good. That's capitalism. So look, there's only one guy who actually said anything, the other one just kept quiet. So deep state does not want to break up Facebook, Google, Twitter, and the big tech companies.
We haven't thought of.
Thank you.
Sir?
Hello, I'm Marco Sorenstal. I'm permanent resident and university student at George Washington University. My question is to the whole panel on the question of impeachment. Recently, ads have come out into some key states where senators are going up for re-election soon, and the ads are whether for or against impeachment. Given that the U.S. 2016 election wasn't completely devoid of Russian influence, how can the U.S. make sure that its impeachment process is completely devoid of Russian influence? And does the panel see the Russians take an initiative to make sure to influence this impeachment process?
Is impeachment good for our adversaries? I guess you could put it that way.
Cricket.
Anyone want to take that?
No.
Well,
They know that.
I wouldn't say impeachment is good for our... let's not take a position on impeachment. All the turmoil we're in, that's good for our adversaries. I'd kind of leave it at that.
Okay. Do we have time for one more question, or are we getting wrapped?
Did you hear the answer?
Okay. All right.
Did you hear the answer by the deep state? All the turmoil that we're in. Why we're in a turmoil? Because they want to impeach a president who hasn't done anything. And I'll prove it to you. I have the transcript. I read the transcript. Nothing's there, guys. Just nothing's there. They know. You heard crickets? They know. Impeachment is not good for the country. Impeachment is not good for the Democrats themselves. So they're shooting themselves in the foot, obviously. And just nothing makes sense with these people. Just nothing makes sense. It's good to listen to these types of videos, because then you understand what they're saying, what they're really actually saying. And then maybe in 6 months from now, when Durham and William Barr, the DOJ, will come out with their report, and remember, there's a criminal investigation, then we'll know the truth. I mean, I've been doing this for the past 3 years, investigating. Well, not investigating, but looking up, and I think I understand more or less what they're saying. But just their silence, just the silence, tells me that they know the truth. That this impeachment inquiry, this impeachment process, will hurt the Democratic Party, and will elect Donald Trump in 2020. That's guaranteed. My name is Samuel Zerza for the SE Channel. Take care. God bless.